So oddly enough, the I started the other stream with saying, hey, we went back to the old setup. We're not going to have any technical difficulties, since we got the new setup. And I went through this long spiel, and everyone was just quiet. And they're like, "Are we actually live?" And then apparently we were not live. And for some reason, I schedule these things in advance, and normally I can just connect to them, but they didn't let me do it this time. So that should be fun. So hopefully that's a one-time thing. But yeah, it was weird. IT. What are you gonna do, right? I guess I should know better and be able to fix these problems. But uh, yeah. Anyways, we are on the wrong lead. We are without the wolf today, Chase. He is actually, uh, I don't know. He's been in and out. I think he's just like been really busy carrying around just large wads of money from his big hit and just like his just destroying of Belmont. I know he was hot again today and had some nice hits. So shout out to the wolf. He'll probably pop in chat at some point and he'll have to fill this thing out. But yeah, how's everyone's week been? Caleb, you almost died, kind of. Not really. I
Yeah,
mean,
not the most fun day. So I came back to Louisiana Tuesday just in time for Hurricane Zeta. So that hit last night. Thankfully, everything here is fine. A couple shingles blown off, some branches and stuff, but overall things are pretty well fine. Did lose power though for about 18 hours, so not nearly as bad as it could have been, but it still feels like a long time when you're sleeping with no air conditioning in Louisiana. So it's been a long day, but we're doing better now. Power's obviously back, and ready to talk some Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, I've been doing the BCBC chasing unsuccessfully, and playing around a little Belmont today in the the mud pit that it was. Fun card today. I know Chase and I both did very well, so hopefully that continues on tomorrow. And yeah, ready to talk some Breeders' Cup, best 2 days of racing of the year.
hey Mark, if you can you just turn down your mic just a hair? I think you're coming a little hot, or if you need to adjust it a little bit. Um, yeah. So yeah, I had an awful week last week. So hopefully I'm getting all the bad out now, and we'll kind of bounce back a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a look at some prop bets. This is kind of an idea, Caleb. You'd kind of just like mentioned it. I don't know, a couple days ago, and so I thought it'd be fun for us to put together some prop bets here. Kind of go through this list, make a couple picks, and I mean, just kind of some fun bets. I got a serious section here, which are actual horse racing related things, and then I got a bonus section which I have not shown you guys yet. So that will probably we'll do those at the end. I do want to mention, and I'll post this in the Discord as well. Um, uh, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a couple days, probably till like Wednesday of next week. Everybody watching, anybody on Twitter or Discord or YouTube is watching this after the fact. Um, if you fill out this list, we'll go over the rules and scoring. Whoever has the best score through this from our viewers, I'm gonna go ahead and send out a T-shirt. So I'll let you guys pick out one of the T-shirts that we have in our on the wrong lead store, and then I'll go ahead and I'll get one shipped out to you. So yeah, so follow along. I'll give you guys a couple days. I'll give you guys about a week to fill it out, send it back to me, and then yeah, we'll get the winner a T-shirt, a little swag here, and yeah, see what comes of it. So let's get to the list here, which is this one. There we go. All right. So I got my beautiful little Google sheet up here. And like I said, guys, if you're watching, you can either copy it from here and just send me your picks, or I can send you a better shot, a screenshot of these. Let me know if the text looks good. It looks good on my end, but yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through these. I guess we'll just read through them first, and then we'll kind of make our picks here as we go and talk through them a little bit. But our bets, we got 4 over unders. We got over under on European wins at 2.5 is what I have the line set at. Baffert wins at 1.5, which I thought, I don't know, I'm we'll talk about it. Longest shot winner on the weekend, and we're only talking Breeders' Cup races here, so it's got to be one of the actual Breeders' Cup races. $50 winner, so 24-1. How many lengths back is Channel Maker going to finish? Over under. Yes, if Channel Maker wins, that is technically 0 lengths back, and that would be the under. I know everybody is probably concerned about the possibility of Channel Maker winning the turf.
Nobody more concerned than me.
And then we got a couple of like yes, no, or questions. So will Sister Charlie hit the board? So it's a good one. I'm who the fuck knows what Sister Charlie is at this point. Now, this is not Tacitus versus Improbable, but I felt I had to do a little shout out to the bet that was not. And also another rule is if their horse scratches, the bet is null, so we won't count it. But this was a Caleb one, just Tacitus versus Higher Power, the battle of the shitty horses. And I kind of went for a little bit of a theme here on some of these. So Tacitus versus Higher Power, Baffert versus Aiden O'Brien and wins. I think we were talking a little bit. We were thinking maybe we should have done Chad Brown or whatever, but I think that Baffert and O'Brien are probably entered into about the same amount of races, if I had to guess. But then we got Tis the Law versus Authentic, the battle of the 3-year-olds. Who finishes closer? Owen Dale versus War of Will, the battle of the kind of shitty 4-year-olds. We got Nashville versus Japan. I know there's one guy on Reddit who is probably just like, I don't even realize that this is. I'll take Nashville versus the field. What are you talking about versus Japan? But we got the Asmussen 3-year-old sprinter division here. We got the Chad Brown in the mile. Uni versus Digital Age versus Raging Bull. We got some old sprinters in Whitmore versus Firenze Fire. Took Monomoy Girl versus the field, which I thought was pretty fair. And then we got 3 points for the top finishing American horse in the turf. It's fill in the blank. And 3 points for the classic winner. So, guys got any thoughts here? Just about the list? Mark, are you having nightmares?
I'm having nightmares. A couple of these I am massively opinionated about, and a couple of these are just absolute coin flips.
Yeah, I agree. It's a fun board, and I think that's what makes it fun, is that some of these I'm just passionate about, and then some of these I'm like, oh, like I feel dirty giving any answer.
Yeah.
Some of these are just oh god, this is gonna be make my skin crawl saying some of this.
Yeah, so I
Hey, Josh.
Yep.
Before we get too far here, question: if we do choose a horse in one of these who goes to a different race, how does that work?
As far as like the turf or the classic?
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the American winner in the turf.
The American winner in the turf. Yeah. So bottom 3. We'll do an alternate for the fill in the blank. So we'll do main and alternate. So, and then if for some reason we do have a tie, we have some fun ones at the bottom, and we'll use those as a tiebreaker. I haven't told Chase yet. Obviously, he's not here today. But I was thinking, and this is probably us talking. What do we want to do? Like $20 each? $20 each between us? That's a $60 bottle of bourbon or scotch for somebody, the winner, between the 4 of us?
Only 20.
Oh, yeah, only 20. Hold. I'm fully expecting to be stuck a couple $100 at the end of this weekend, so $20 is probably all I can afford.
Okay, that's cool. I'm good with it.
I'm good with whatever. I know Chase hit for 14 grand, so I'm sure he can spare it.
Yeah.
You just hit for 10 grand in a BCBC entry, so keep bitching.
Yeah, well, Chase hit for 14 grand, but 13 grand of that probably went to daycare. So,
yeah,
kids are expensive. Yeah. So I'm gonna. Why don't we get started with the Euro winners? Start right here at the top. 2.5. Now, I'll be honest. I just made this line out of fucking nowhere, and but that just felt right. That felt like, I mean, we usually get about what three winners or so, right? That seems about
Last year
right.
we only had one actually, but typically you're right. It's between 2 and 3 most years.
And I probably would have adjusted it a little bit more if we didn't have so many retirements and defections. I think maybe I could have locked up, maybe another one or two. But like, I don't know. They're not super prevalent in the juvenile races. I don't feel like.
Well, I think you get into the thing here where I think it's a bad line, and we don't mean to beat you up or anything, Josh, but I think the older turf division right now is pretty terrible in the United States. So I think the turf winner probably is European. I think the filly and mare turf winner is also European, and that means that you only need to get one other to be the over. And I think between one of the juvenile races, one of the juvenile turf races. I don't think the turf sprint gets won by a Euro, but I think one of the juvenile races will get won by a Euro. So for me, I'm taking the over.
Mark with the over. Caleb.
Ooh, it's a tough call. I think you did a good job with the line here. Honestly, I agree with Mark. I think the turf gets won by a European, probably Magical or Mogul. Um, I'm not super enthused with some of the Europeans that are in the mile. I mean, they have a couple decent horses. I mean, Circus Maximus doesn't really do it for me anymore. Kameko looks strong in there. I mean, they have a decent, if not dominant, hand in that race. And then I do think they have a good shot to win one of the 2 juvenile races. But I'm actually going to go with the under and say they only win 2 races.
So, I mean, with that, then who you putting on top in the filly and mare turf? Because you haven't talked about that. I mean, okay, Magical or Mogul wins the regular turf. Tarzawa's got to win the filly and mare turf, right? If that's where she ends up landing, unless they go to the regular turf with her. So
Tarnawa has first preference in the turf, and I'm kind of handicapping it that way. If Tarnawa goes to the filly and mare, then I think she wins that race, and I would switch my vote. But I think she ends up in the main body of the turf against males. And without her, I think that filly and mare turf's a lot more open.
And
Gotcha.
Dennis is asking the Mark question because he's talking about Aunt Pearl. She was born in Europe. Does that count? We're gonna go with, I fixed it, Euro trained winners. So
we don't need no dual citizenship bullshit.
Yeah. And all of a sudden it's like, hey. And remember, because next thing you know, I'm surprised someone's like, well, what about Alexandra? Does Australia count? Like, no, she's also American horse. Come on, get out of here. I think I'm actually with Mark. I think that there's going to be 3. So I don't really think that I don't think it's a clear over, but, and I'm sure Evil Bob Dole's probably somewhere in chat. Like, of course this fucker took the over because he sees my sports bets.
He already took the over. EBD already took the over.
No, he already took the over. I know. Well, we love betting the over here. Chase, I got these up kind of late. I was hoping to have Chase's stuff in here, but and I thought he might be in chat, but if not, we'll catch up with him. Baffert wins 1.5.
Given the string of events that have happened in the past week, where he's been busted how many times for overages, that for the 800th time on some sort of amazingly fishy overage, I'm taking Baffert on the under. I don't think he gets a single win on this card. I'm going to take the Caleb line.
Yeah, I also take the under. I think he objectively holds a strong hand in the Classic. I mean, I wouldn't put any of his on top, but he does have a very strong trio of horses making their start in the Classic. But even if you concede that one to him, I don't like any of his other runners. I am very against Gamine, and I'm very against Princess Noor. I don't recall anybody else that he even has in. I guess he has someone in the juvenile that just broke his maiden, but I'm in the under. I think he gets 0 to 1.
Yeah, and Dennis, there's no such thing as a clean Baffert. Baffert's always been dirty. He's just the pretty shiny face of horse racing, so they don't want to throw him under the bus.
The real question should have been number of post-race positive test samples from the Baffert barn. Over under 1.5.
I took the over. I think he wins with Princess Nora, and I think he wins the Classic.
Oh God, yeah, and we know who you like in the Classic, and you're insane.
Yep, I'm absolutely insane. I'm absolutely insane, but hey,
I mean, you're gonna be pick six singled there, and you're gonna get knocked out of it, and we'll have to make a meme for you.
At least it's not a turf horse. All right, longest shot winner on the weekend. We have $50. It's 24-1. Caleb, what do you think?
I say over. I think. I don't have his stats, but it just feels like there's at least one $50 horse every year in the Breeders' Cup. I think Mark mentioned it. The Filly and Mare Sprint is kind of a bomb factory historically. And I think that there's a good chance you see a bomb in one of these juvenile races. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of lightly raced horses. Europeans coming in here as relative unknowns, potentially being overbet or underbet. I think we'll see at least one.
I am going to take the under here, and more because Caleb took the over than anything else. I think this is a bit of a coin flip. Historically, we've seen those winners right around $50. That seems to be the line. I think this is, and again, I picked on Josh's line before. I'm going to say this is the perfect line to draw. $50 is that perfect, absolutely perfect one. You tend to see a winner that's in that 45 to 55 range. So I'm going to take the under. I don't think it's a chalky Breeders' Cup year, but I think the races that are most likely to produce upsets, I think people kind of know they're most likely to produce upsets, and the board will be a little more spread there. So I will take the under.
So Chase is chimed in here. Chase is on the under over. So I also took the over here because I just fucking love the over. And because there's probably going to be some, I don't know, I always feel like the juvenile, there's always just, the juvenile division is not good this year. I have a good, I have a good feeling that we might see that $50 winner on Friday. So, Channel Maker lengths back over under 3.5. Now, obviously, this is at the finish. All right, this is not at first call. In case anyone's going to try and do this here, Caleb.
Oh, gee, I don't know. Over.
Yeah, I thought 3.5 was pretty fair. In a turf race, that seems. I don't know. That's like mid pack, probably, right?
Yeah, I think this ends up being a blanket finish at the end. I'm going to actually take the under. Again, more of a contrarian Caleb play here. But no, I think, Channel Maker hates winning, albeit he's done it the last two races out. So there's no way he can win 3 in a row. It's impossible. But no, I think I think I wouldn't be surprised if he hits the try or the super. But he loves to clunk up the bottom end of these types of races. He loves to hit the board. Just doesn't like to win races. So, and I think that's more why Caleb hates him. Caleb being more horizontally focused, hates horses that don't like to win. Totally understand it, but the horse does like to clunk up tries and supers. So, I think he'll be close.
Chase took the under. I also took the under. I don't know, man. 3.5 lengths I feel like is a lot. But at the same time, I could definitely see Channel Maker setting the pace in this race and just I don't know, finishing 7 lengths back. Not even finishing the race.
I'll be shocked if he's on the lead here.
You think so?
I think he might sit pocket 2, 3, third, fourth early. The Euros are probably going to sit a little further back, but I don't think he'll be on the lead here.
All right. So I got something really embarrassing to say. This is probably the biggest mistake I've ever made with the stream. I brought these bottles up and I didn't bring a glass.
Just drink it out of the bottle.
So
yeah,
well,
show you.
At least you opened it this time.
Josh, where I mentioned that this was getting a little too classy, and you just brought it right back down to a good level.
Yeah. So what are you guys drinking? I just chugged out of a bottle of Glenlivet 12 there. So
like a gentleman.
Yeah.
I've got a bottle of E.H. Taylor small batch. This is actually something that dear friend Mark sent up maybe a couple weeks ago. So
Sorry, it's a little glary and you can't see. Macallan 12 Sherry Oak, which is
Um,
something that Josh got me. I really, really, really dig. It's pretty stellar.
it's good. It just hits you in the pocketbook. So next one, Sister Charlie hitting the board. Mark, why don't you go while I run downstairs and grab a glass real quick?
Oh man, Sister Charlie hitting the board. I honestly haven't capped the races enough to really have a good feel for how she fits into this race. So, Caleb, why don't you talk for a minute?
yeah, I'll say no. I don't think she hits the board. She just isn't very good as a 6-year-old anymore. And just lost a step. I think she's probably ready to go to the breeding shed. I think should Tarnawa show up. I mean, she's a dominant horse in this field. Even if she doesn't, I take Rushing Fall, I take Mean Mary, I'll take Civil Union, Cayenne Pepper, Doraya, one of the European shippers. I mean, there's about half a dozen horses I'd probably take over Sister Charlie. Starship Jubilee, if she ends up here. So yeah, I say no.
Are you guys both no?
I'm going to be a no as well. Yeah, I tend to agree with Caleb here. I sort of need to look at the race and figure out who was in there. It took me a bit of a second, but yeah, I think I tend to agree with him. She hasn't been the same as a 6-year-old as she was the last couple of years. Is a horse that loves to win. Is a horse that loves to hit the board. But I think she's over that hump, and I think she's this is sort of one last swan song for her. So I will take a no as well.
Chase is the contrarian one. He picked yes. I also picked no. I think it's more like no shot. But
I don't think she'll be embarrassed, but I just think she'll be 6th by 2.5 lengths, maybe.
I think she's probably that quintessential has lost a step kind of a horse.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like I mean, what can you say about her? I mean, she's had a great career. It's just I think age really showed her age this year. So. All right, this is the Caleb special, the shitter horses here. Unfortunately, 1,000 Words did not make it, so we couldn't have Tacitus or 1,000 Words. So instead, we get another shitty West Coast horse in Higher Power. Mark, I think you're up.
My hatred of Tacitus is he hurt me brutally last year in the Travers, and ever since then I've I will take Higher Power, who I hate. I just hate Tacitus more. Tacitus will invent some sort of trouble and do something stupid, and it's a horse that hates the gate. He invents new ways to lose every time. How he didn't win at Saratoga in the most perfect pace setup for him as a horse in the history of horse racing, and then him just managing to invent a new way of failing miserably. He's been shown that the 3-year-old class has completely passed him in his, what was that, the Gold Cup, Jockey Club Gold Cup last out. And I just think I don't want to bash. I want to bash Tacitus, but I want to bash Tacitus on the expectations that were set for the horse, not on his actual caliber as a horse. I think he's a horse that has always been thought way too much of. He's a good G3 horse. That's what he is. So I don't love Higher Power, but I'll take Higher Power.
This is so hard because I dislike both of these horses so extremely high. The older male dirt division in California is just terrible. And, Higher Power is getting beat by horses like Sharp Samurai and Midcourt. But Tacitus is getting beat by 3-year-olds who I really didn't think were that good to begin with. I mean, I'll probably have to agree with Mark and say Higher Power probably outruns Tacitus. I don't think either one has a chance to sniff the Super at all. Tacitus honestly probably has more upside. Like if Tacitus could ever put shit together and run back to that suburban effort, maybe he does something. But Higher Power is a safer bet to not totally shit the bed, and I guess I'll take him.
I think they both actually fall into the Caleb realm of takeout reducers. They are both known quantities. They are both known names. They're horses that people are going to bet and say, oh, it's X, Bill Ma at such and such a price with a horse that I remember from the Derby and the blah, 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 and this and that. And they'll take money and they'll be takeout reducers.
Tacitus is the worst type of horse because not only does he suck, but he's always a short price. So it's like even like in a race where you think that he might be the best horse, he's just way too short to like ever take. Like I don't know. But that being said, I take Tacitus in this bet. As much as I hate Tacitus, I think Higher Power. Like I didn't even know Higher Power was still running. I thought he was retired. So I was just like, when you posted it, I was like, what race are you talking about? And didn't Higher Power just get dinged for a drug thing too?
It was a while ago. It was post workout, not post race. But yeah, he did get dinged for something, like an aspirin,
So,
basically.
so stupid question, but what did Higher Power win that got him into the race, like into the classic? What race got him here?
The Pacific Classic from 2019.
Really? That's
I
how
have
did
no idea.
I have no idea.
Like,
I mean, he probably just got here from purse earnings. He clunks up and hits the board in those small field California graded
he,
stakes races.
yeah, he comes off as a sort of a golden sense. He's a horse that ran one race in his career and therefore is thought well of.
Yeah, I mean, Higher Power's terrible. Tacitus is
Sorry,
terrible.
sorry with the golden sense. It was probably before your time, but
Golden Sense puts out okay horses.
Yeah, I know more desire than a racer.
Let's see.
golden sense and alpha dead heated in the Travers.
David Mayer says this is. Would you rather get kicked in the nuts or punched in the nose?
It's so true. I laughed when I read that.
And then Road Warrior says Tacitus wins. ... This is a bet. I was seeing if Chase had anything, but I know he's probably gonna be in and out, so we'll skip over him. Okay, trainer wins here: Baffert or Aiden O'Brien. Now, I am taking the chalk here in Baffert because I just feel like Aiden O'Brien's always one of those trainers that we talk about, but I mean, when was the last Breeders' Cup race he won? Did he win one last year?
He did not win one last
Was it Joseph that won the one last year with the 2-year-old?
Iridessa won last year in the filly and mare turf.
Okay, so maybe it was 2 years ago that his son won one.
I think the last one that I can't remember the last one that Aiden won. I just read about that somewhere.
Yeah, Aiden has always been a big supporter of the Breeders' Cup as an entity. He's always brought a fleet of horses over and run them, but they've never historically, run well. Freddie Head or somebody like that has been a trainer that's been much more prolific. Fabry Head, one of those kind of guys, but Aiden always brings a whole fleet of horses over and they run and they're field fill and they make us have to talk about Euros. So
more importantly, they walk out to the track in a line together, and they're always called a contingent.
And they run around the track to warm up backwards.
Yeah. So I took Baffert here.
Baffert.
Wait, this is an over/under on wins.
This is the Baffert or Aiden who wins more races.
O'Brien. Baffert's not going to win a race, so this is a sum of 0. Yeah, O'Brien.
Can I say they both win one and it's a tie?
I mean, if it's a tie, it doesn't matter who you pick.
I'll go with Aiden. I don't think he can lose the turf, whereas Baffert holds a strong hand in a few races, but I don't think he has any locks.
All right, so you want Aiden now?
I want Aiden.
All right. And then still waiting on Chase.
You wrote Baffert.
He did write Baffert.
Where did he write Baffert?
No, you did, Josh. Under Caleb. Caleb said O'Brien, and you wrote Baffert.
Oh, well, I updated it already. I updated on my end. Yeah, you guys viewing the stream are a couple seconds behind. So yeah. All right, the battle of the 3-year-olds: Tiz versus Authentic. Who finishes closer? Who better finish?
For me, it's a fairly easy one. I think it's Tiz. I think no more juice for Authentic or less juice or whatever. And I think Tiz could be arguing that he had a bit of a bad day in the Derby. So I think Tiz on a bit of a rebound. And I never thought much of Authentic. I still don't think much of Authentic. So I'm gonna go Tiz.
Who had a worse day, Tiz or Jimmy Barnes?
1,000 words.
Caleb.
My heart says Tiz, but my head says Authentic. I'm gonna go with Authentic here. I just think he's faster. I have a hard time really seeing Tiz out kicking some of the likes of Improbable or Tom's Data or whoever else is in here, and I doubt Baffert's gonna send Improbable or Max to go up there and duel with Authentic. I think he probably makes the lead. And I don't think he could probably win, but I do think he outfinishes Tiz the Law. I just don't think Tiz the Law has really taken that big step forward to compete against older horses yet. And if you believe the Thoroughgraph figures, that last race in the Preakness from Authentic was pretty big. So I guess I'll go with Authentic to outfinish Tiz.
I also went with Authentic. I think... I think that I just don't really care too much for Tiz the Law. I think he is going to be the great takeout reducer in the Classic. So I hope he takes a ton of money, which I think he will, and we'll get a slightly better price on my number one pick in that race. Owendale versus War of Will, and this is the dirt mile. I thought this one was kind of easy for me, but I know I'm probably I'm probably crazy, but I think Owendale, it's not even close. I think War Will is a turf horse. I have no idea why they're running him in the dirt again.
Yeah, this race kind of makes me want to throw up when you put those two horses next to each other. I think War of Will probably is a turf horse, but I think that he's a good enough dirt horse that his chances in this race are better than they would be in the dirt mile versus in the actual mile, on turf, given the competition that he's going to have to face over there. I'm going to have to go with War of Will. I've never liked Owendale. I'm not going to start now.
Mark.
Oh, this is horrible. I'm gonna go Owendale and feel a little bit horrible about it. I have no good reason, quite honestly, beyond the fact that I think War of Will is probably turf horse.
See a lot of Owendales in the chat here. Oh, Chase is catching up. So Chase is taking Tacitus over Higher Power. He is taking... Oh, why did I lose it? He's taking Aiden.
He took O'Brien. He took Tiz the Law. He took War of Will. And then we'll fill the rest in as we go along.
Nice. So I'm just making sure he hasn't just copied Caleb's ticket. He is not. Okay.
Well, I think I did have a Baffert on my ticket somewhere. Yeah, I had Authentic, and if I know Chase, he won't have a Baffert in any way, shape, or form on his prop bets.
Sixer saying your Preakness winner is a turf horse.
Yes.
Okay, the battle of the ass man here. We got Nashville versus Japan. Like I said, if you look on Reddit, this isn't even a contest. Nashville wins this going away and breaks the record for highest buyer figure ever for a 3-year-old. So
yeah, I thought this was the easy one. I think it's Japan. Japan has actually beat real horses, has actually won graded stakes, and has won more than an allowance. You can prep in an allowance for this and realize the horse won by 7.5 geared down, but who the horse beat? I realize Nashville hasn't really been asked yet, so we don't really know, but I'll take the horse that's a bit of a known quantity over the one that I don't know. We don't have a clue yet.
The one who hidden scrolled? What?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Mark. I'm on Japan. I actually really like Japan to actually win this race. I think he's a very live threat to win. Nashville just needs to prove it to me a little bit more. I mean, he very well could be just an absolute freak, but I just need to see it against some slightly better company before I could back him in the Breeders' Cup Sprint, of all places. But
wow, you straight up agreed with me. Damn, same reasons and everything else. That's the first time for everything.
Steve Asmussen sure can get some sprinters, can he?
Yeah. I think that there's no way that Yopan wins this race now because I also picked Yopan in this.
I don't think Japan wins, but I think Japan is a trifecta player, definitely.
Chase, in typical fashion, is taking the Nashville, so he's out to win. It looks like here. All right, so now we got a three-way here with Uni, Digital Age, or Raging Bull. Who win or who finishes? Who finishes best here?
Again, fairly easy for one for me. I'll take Uni. And quite honestly, on the fact that Raging Bull has just never been an impressive horse to me. I know he's won a bunch of really solid races, but he was in the Hall of Fame, I think it was, at Saratoga, and just sort of was supposed to win like 3-5 and didn't. And ever since then, I've just never really much liked him. In Digital Age, I just have never been blown away with Digital Age either, and I just think Uni's hell of impressive, and she seems to show up on big days. So I'm going Uni.
This is a tough one. I guess I'll say I probably won't use any of these in my real money tickets. I don't think any of them are likely to win. But I guess I probably have to give the nod to Digital Age. And I feel horrible saying that because I've been against this horse like pretty much his entire career. But he just seems like he's the only one of those three that's kind of going the right way form wise. I mean, yeah, I get that. Guess Uni came back and had a nice win last time out, but overall her 2020 has not been amazing. And you could make the same argument for Raging Bull. You could really argue his career ever since his 3-year-old season hasn't been amazing. The Digital Age probably needs to improve a little bit to win or to hit the board, but I guess he's just going the right direction, and I'd feel better backing a horse that's at least moving forward as opposed to one of them that may have their best races behind him.
Yeah, and I'll agree with Caleb's line here, where I would say that of those three, Uni's probably my fourth most likely winner. I would probably say that fourth choice for me. In doing a quick pass, I haven't really dug into all this a ton.
Vangie saying Raging Bull is smoking hot trash. I'd rather shoot with a dirty needle than bet him. I feel like that's a little over the top. That sounds real dangerous.
Is that you saying you're going to pick Raging Bull?
No, I am definitely not picking Raging Bull. Fuck that horse. I was thinking about this one for a little bit. I mean, I was going between Uni and Digital Age, and I think I'm kind of thinking the same way that you are, Caleb. I think Digital Age is probably the horse with more upside. Is probably because what Digital Age is 4?
Yeah.
So I mean, you still got a little bit of room of improvement for Digital Age. Uni's on the back end of the career, so yeah, I'll go with Digital Age. I don't really care for any of these horses really in this race. I'm pretty similar to you in that regards, Caleb. But I think that Digital Age is the one with the most upside, so I'll go with him there.
Chase took Uni.
Oh, I was like, I just saw him list the 3 horses. I didn't see the period. I was like, what the heck? So, of course, we just put Raging Bull in the winner's circle, your mile winner. All right, Whitmore versus Firenze Fire.
Easy choice, Whitmore.
Mark, these, like I'm just glad that Caleb is here to do this as well, because if it was up to what Mark has been, like, on point, like, easy. And I'm just like, man, I thought that these would have some thought here, but
No, I mean, I guess my thing with Whitmore is I have always had a soft spot for him. He's a horse that's run. He's run really, really well. Has he lost a step as a 7-year-old? You could say that he definitely maybe has. I just, my thing is, Frenzy Fire has been a monster, but just I don't know. I'm going to take Whitmore, and it's probably my heart speaking more than my real brain here in taking him, because Frenzy Fire is probably the smarter pick.
Yeah, I would have guaranteed that Chase is going to pick Whitmore here.
He did. It's in capital. It's in capitals. Yeah.
I love Whitmore. I love him as a horse. I got to go with Frenzy Fire. These older geldings, like when they start, not really wanting to run, start going downhill, it usually happens pretty quick. And that Forgo effort was really poor. He kind of bounced back a little bit in the Phoenix, but I don't think very much of Echo Town, or I don't even know the horse's name. What is it? Empire of Gold? What the fuck is that? Like, so I have a hard time kind of backing Whitmore when he's getting beat by those kind of horses. Frenzy Fire doesn't really do it for me either, but at least he's coming in off a win, and he has to be able to do it away from Belmont. But I guess I'll take Frenzy Fire.
Yeah, and I guess looping back to this, you're talking about the Forgo. Frenzy Fire ran a way worse Forgo than Whitmore did, and obviously it was an absolute bog. It was in a torrential downpour that day, and you can make an excuse for that. But my thing is, who do you really beat in the Vosburg? He beat Funny Guy, who obviously I think everybody here knows my inside stuff with Funny Guy, but Funny Guy came back to lose in a New York State bred stakes next out. So I don't really know how good that Vosburg was, and I think that that fig is a little bit fluffed. I will take it for Whitmore to have a rebound race in probably the last race of his career over Frenzy Fire, who I don't really think has had really a solid start all year. He was a very different horse last year. Now, if he bounces back to his last year's form on the service juice, that's a completely different conversation. But this year with Kelly Breen, he's been a very, very different animal.
Yeah, I took Frenzy Fire in here. I think that Whitmore is at the point where he needs a setup, and he needs a setup, and I think he needs to have a little bit of class relief compared to what he's going to be facing here. I think.
But doesn't he get it here? I mean, doesn't he get it? There's a ton of pace in here.
I don't think he really needs a setup. I just think he's lost a step. I mean, he's never been an explosive turn of foot kind of runner that needs a hot pace. He's always kind of been a mid-pack grinder that kind of just keeps coming at you. But I just think he's lost a step. I don't think it's a pace compromised race for him necessarily. I just don't think he's the horse he used to be.
I think Frenzy Fire's in a better spot. I think I just think that this race is going to set up a little bit better for a Frenzy Fire. I don't like either of these horses to actually win this race, but I think of the ones that are going to finish better. I think I'll go with Frenzy Fire. Monomoy Girl versus the Field. Caleb, why don't you take this one first?
All right. I'll take the Field. I mean, I'll do my best Mark impression and say this is an easy one for me to take the Field, as long as Swiss Skydiver ends up in this race, which I'm assuming that she will. If she goes to the Classic, then that's a different conversation. But assuming Swiss Skydiver's in here, I think the gap between Monomoy Girl and Swiss Skydiver is actually quite narrow. And if you're giving me the rest of the field with Harvest Moon, Dunbar Road, Vexatious, whoever else, Lady Kate, or not Vexatious, I'm sorry, Valiance or whatever, I'll take the field.
I'm going to take Monomoy Girl in here, just from the fact that Swiss Skydiver, to me, just starting to look at her form setup, she seems to be sort of that every other type. She ran absolute freakishly monster effort last out. And Monomoy Girl has won 10 in a row or something absurd like that. Monomoy Girl really likes to get her photo taken. She's perfect at Keeneland, and her Ashland was freakish, so she obviously handles the track quite well. She's been obviously extremely good this year. She was extremely good 2 years ago in 2018. Doesn't seem like she's slowed down at all. And I just think she's the class of the field in here. Maybe she's faced slightly light competition this year, and Swiss Skydiver's definitely been in the deep end of the pool. I can give you that argument, but I think Monomoy Girl here is, I'll take Monomoy Girl.
I'm also going to take Monomoy Girl, and I think that this is going to be one of those. I think the way I'm kind of going to play this race, actually, I know we're not really talking specifically about plays, but I think I'm going to key Ollie's Candy in second and third, and maybe put a couple other horses in there in second and third, because probably like Swiss Skydiver, and if Swiss Skydiver shows up here, but. yeah, I mean, Swiss Skydiver is really, I think, the only competition of Monomoy in this race, and I just, I don't know. Monomoy Girls just looked really impressive. Like, even like when I've tried to beat her, and like, I don't know, like she's just like every race she's run this year has just been, I mean, just super impressive. So, um, yeah, I don't see anyone who can beat her in this field. So,
Yeah, and Chase is also on Monomoy.
yep. All right. Top finishing horse, American horse in the turf race. So our choices are going to be Channel Maker, United, Arklow, Mean Mary, and Red King.
I'm going to end up on Mean Mary because, quite honestly, of that list, she's the only one I don't utterly despise. She's been hella impressive this year, ton of tactical speed. Um, and I don't know if she's good enough to necessarily win, but she's at least good enough to make this an interesting race. I think she's going to be probably on or right about the lead in this. And other horses have to get by her, and she's shown that she can go this distance. Now, I don't know if she actually ends up landing in here. I would imagine they probably put her in the filly and mare, but if they take a shot, I definitely do like Mean Mary in here over the other choices I'm being given, who I just utterly despise and think are really inferior versus this field.
Yeah, so me and Mary's first preference is the filly and mare turf. I'm pretty sure that's where she'll end up, although I'd love to see her in this race, actually. Um, that being said, I'm going to go with United. I cannot use Channel Maker. I cannot use Arklow. And I cannot use the other horse that always runs in that field that I can't remember the name of. Oh, there's no Sadler's Joy. I just kind of assumed he was in this race.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm going to go with United. I know that he kind of got upset by Red King last out. I think that was really just a function of really a phenomenal ride by Umberto Rispoli, really getting to jump on Pratt, surprising him, I think, in that race, and having just enough left to hold him off in the stretch. I think United is probably the more consistent horse here. He has a little more early speed than Red King and the others, I think. And he really never runs poorly. I mean, he's been in the exacta in 9 of his last 10. He just missed winning this race last year to Bricks and Mortar, and he's pretty much shown that that's a legit second place finish against that field. I think the waters are probably a little deeper here since we do have some legit European shippers this year where we didn't quite have any dominant European horses in the turf last year. But I still think that United's the horse that I would take to finish the best of the Americans.
Yeah, and assuming Mean Mary, do we know if Turf Jesus is coming to Keeneland?
I don't know.
Yeah, because that
So, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to end up on Red King as my alt because I know Josh said I could get an alt if, because I am picking a horse that has a preference to a different race. So I'll take Red King, who beat United last out. I realize, that was probably more of a factor of just a stupidly good timing ride by Umberto, more so than it was, it was so necessarily him having the better horse. But he did beat United last out, and Red King does seem to be a horse that's form has gotten better, maybe rounding into form. Throughout his 2020 season, he's kind of slowly gotten better. So, of the list I'm being given, if I can't use the one I want, that will be my second choice.
Chase, when you get a chance, you can give me an alt too. I am taking the horse everybody loves to hate in Channel Maker. Reason being is with the weather that we've been seeing. There's going to be a little bit of cut in the ground, I think, for BC Day. And if there's one thing Channel Maker loves a little cut in the ground. So I'm going to pick Channel Maker out of these horses, only because I hate United, because I can never get on the right side of that horse. I think the other horse I would probably be interested in is Red Knight, but I had to take Channel Maker for the memes. So,
I mean, that being said, I don't think an American horse hits the trifecta.
Nope. If me and Mary goes in this race, I could see her dunking up the try.
Oh
But
yeah, I'm assuming she's not, but yeah, she's the only one.
But assuming she's not in here, yeah, I would agree with you. I can see a situation where she gets a little bit stubborn on the front end, and they have to track her down, and she sucks up for third. Kind of gimps in for a second or third.
All right, and then stealing a little bit of your thunder, Chase has already picked Tom Zeta as the classic winner.
Are we all gonna have the same freaking horse?
Mark, you're also going to have Tom Zeta. I don't even know if we have to talk about it.
I am.
Caleb?
I'm going to go with improbable. I love Tom Zeta, and I've been hyping him forever. And really, I love Tom Zeta because the price I've been seeing on Tom Zeta makes me very excited. I've seen anywhere from 8 to 1, 10 to 1, and that's just ridiculous to me. I have no interest in the 3-year-olds. I don't want Authentic. I don't want Tis the Law. I think Maximum Security is not the same horse. And to me, that pretty much leaves Improbable and Tom Zeta kind of as a toss-up. I think from a betting perspective, I'll honestly have more money going through Tom Zeta, given that the value he offers is huge. But if you were going to give me both of them at even money, I think I'd probably give the slight edge to Improbable.
So I don't know if you guys know, but Anonymous or Anonymous or whatever has been touting Tom Zeta, and he says that since that's happened, the price has gone down. So shout out to Anonymous for bringing the price on Tom Zeta down.
But only in the offshore books. So yeah. I mean, he drives that Euro money.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to be it for this. So let's move on. Oh wait, I guess I should give my pick. Yeah, I'm going with the other Baffert. I'm going to take Max Security in this race. I mean, I don't know. I think it's more talking about kind of how you guys are kind of looking at Tom Zeta as being the value. I definitely think that Max Security is going to be the horse that kind of gets forgotten a little bit here. And I think that I'm gonna get a good enough price on Max Security with Tom Zeta taking all this money. I think Tom Zeta is going to be the smart money horse, the wise guy horse. I think a horse like Tis the Law is going to take some money just from name recognition. Improbable obviously is going to be probably is going to be the favorite. I mean, you would think, but who knows? So I think Maximum Security is going to offer the most value, and I think he's got a legitimate shot to actually win this. I think Improbable, Tom Zeta, and Max Security are the three most likely winners in this race, and I think Max Security is probably going to be the highest price out of them. But I mean, looking at the offshore books, I know that might be wrong, but at least from what I've heard, like the chatter, like the talk, everybody's talking about Tom Zeta, so I kind of have a feeling that he's going to be a little shorter. But I thought all three of you guys were going to be on Tom Zeta, but Caleb was smart. Yeah, Caleb was smart and took the chalk.
I love Tom Zeta, and I'll like I said, real money. I'll have a lot going through him because of the leverage I think he'll create. But if they were all things held equal, I'd give a slight edge to Improbable probably.
I see Dennis is giving me crap about clean Baffert or drug service or Baffert or whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, Max Security is just, I mean, he's just a trier. I mean, he's like, I think that he's just gonna grind away. So, yeah, I mean, I think that I will have all three of these horses on my ticket. But for this purpose, and I think from a value standpoint, I think Max Security is going to present a little bit of value, but I could be wrong. We'll see what the odds board says. But and then for any of you guys who did join late, once again, this is going to be these are going to be, what is this, 14 or 15? Yep, 15 questions here. The two at the bottom, the kind of the free the multiple choice ones are going to be worth 3 points each. Yeah, from any of our viewers, whoever's got the highest score, I'll send you guys out a t-shirt from our store. Shout out to Keep Pounding for drunkenly buying a couple t-shirts the other day. we're sitting there talking about something one night, and he's like, "How do you like that tri-blend?" I was like, I think the triathlon's the best shirt. And the next morning, he's like, dude, I got a headache and I got to charge for $50 from T-shirts I ordered last night. So shout out, thanks to Keep Pounding. But let's we got a little bit of time, so why don't we move on to the tiebreakers here? John Massey saying that Magical should obliterate the turf. I really do like Magical. I think that's probably that makes.
I think the most logical is Magical over Mogul over the field.
Yeah. All right. So here's our tiebreakers. So Trifecta's hit by Chase. Now we know Chase is back back against the wall.
I need some clarity on this first one. How many painkillers is Chase going to take prior to BC?
Okay, I'm just saying I cannot confirm or deny that number is not equal to the line here.
I'm assuming that Chase has a good quantity of painkillers in him. Oh man, 4.5. Let's go over. I'll take the over. I'll take it on my boy.
Yeah, that got across both days, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take the over. I mean, Chase has been on a heater lately. I mean, I'm gonna ride him while he's hot.
Exactly. He's been stupid late, so might as well keep it coming.
I'm gonna take the under just to be different. Sorry, Chase.
Oh wait, I thought you were already on shaky terms there yesterday, Josh. You're just rubbing it in now, aren't you?
Dude, look at what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say about hold on, Mr.
His back's already broken. You don't want to ride him, but
yeah,
fine. Can't deal with any more stress.
Smart man, don't. Oh, he's taking the over. The reason I'm okay saying under. It only takes one. He only needs to hit one. He only needs to hit one to be profitable.
Yeah, he'll hit one. He'll hit one and just quit betting. I'm sure that's what happened. Breeders' Cup weekend.
No,
that's basically what he did last year.
No.
Yeah, that was the last
freaking Vino.
He's gonna miss every single one and then hit the last one. Caleb fights with Jess.
I am taking the over. He is in BC. He's going to put his first bet down. It's going to go poorly, and there is going to be a Jess fight. 100% this happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the
over. much like Chase hitting. It only takes one trifecta to change. It only takes one fight. That's all it's gonna take.
The thing is, you should have been smarter about this and how the fight happens, because I think I think they can't actually see each other at the moment because I guess he's in quarantine at the moment. So how does this actually happen? This is you should have.
Yeah, well, she's planning on coming back. I think like Monday or Tuesday. So right in the middle of BC prep, I'm sure someone will leave something in the sink that.
I think it's going to be. Wait, this is 2 days, and then Friday night.
Yesterday.
Mark got too cute moments 4.5.
I'm clearly taking the over on that, because if there's any time of the year that I get way too cute, it's Breeders' Cup.
How many pick fives are there?
There are 4.
So that's So it's every pick 5 and a couple doubles. I think you're good for it. I think you're good for it, Mark. I'll take the over on that one.
Oh man, I'm gonna say under. I mean, I think he'll get too cute on the pick 5s, maybe hit a pick 4 or something. I think 4 is the right number.
Oh man, dude, there's over in caps by John Massey.
I'm the only one with faith in you, Mark, including yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Deposits by myself. I have it at 7.5.
I have to ask, where does that number come from?
I think because I looked at like 2 weeks ago, and I think I had 7.
In a weekend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So this is something that Evil Bob Dole and I have talked about. My problem is that like I do the dumb thing, right? I do the oh, I'm only gonna put like $50 in, even though like I'm okay losing. I'm okay playing 200. But I'm only gonna put $50 in because what if I win on the first couple of bets? I don't have to worry about it. The next thing you know, dude, I'm stuck $200, and I'm like, it's Saturday night. I've had a couple drinks. Oh, I'm gonna put another 25 in and play Remington. Then all of a sudden it's Sunday. I'll put another $10 in. I kind of like this horse at Santa Anita. So it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. Then I look at my bank statement. I'm like, wait a second, $7 a TVG. Why did I just deposit $7?
Oh shit, Josh.
Yeah.
That's just an absurd number. I'm gonna go under, and I'm gonna trust that you deposit like a couple hundred on like Thursday night, and like at least get through Friday.
I'm going to also take the under because with as cold as you have been as of late, at some point you got to heat up and not suck. So I'm going under.
Oh man, Chase is undecided. Okay, I think he's taking the under. I'm taking the under. Only, I mean, I'm hoping that I'm one and done. But I mean, I hope that every weekend. I think it's just like I said, like it's a mentality thing. You know, it's like make the one deposit and just go for it. But shout outs for Keep Pounding versus Ratchet Rachel Sunday Mimosas. So Chase, we're gonna need help on this one because we're gonna need you to reach out to Ratchet Rachel's people. I think right now we are at 3 Keep Pounding shout outs. I'm going to shout out Keep Pounding one more time. So we got 4. So we need to find out how many mimosas Ratchet Rachel has next Sunday. So I'm going to have Chase on that. So who are you picking? Mark, how many mimosas?
This is tough. I'm gonna say Ratchet Rachel with mimosas. I'm going there.
Oh man, I'm gonna go. Shout out, Keep Pounding. It's Breeders' Cup weekend. We got 2 streams. You know, I'm gonna go with KP.
I also took KP here. Sunday on a Saturday, he'll take Keep Pounding too. Discord uses single to turf horses in the classic. Are there any turf horses actually in the classic?
Yeah, I was gonna say this. I'm gonna have to take the under in because I don't think there are any turf horses in the classic.
Yeah,
say Discord user is sort of on hiatus at the moment, so I think this has to be an under.
I was looking really hard, and the only pseudo turf horse I could find is Higher Power, who does have 1 turf win out of 2 starts. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go under.
I think Ron would take the under on that one. I thought it was funny. I was talking with Keep Pounding and he suggested this one. So, and then this is from Evil Bob Dole. Booms on horses 5-2 or less. I set the line at 4.5.
Oh, over. Well over.
Oh, easy over.
Now this is
Breeders' Cup over.
All right. I'll take the under. I trust our users.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of booms on 5-2s that somebody singled in a pick 5.
Now, the only thing is though, and I will with Breeders' Cup, big fields. There's not going to be probably a lot of horses at 5-2 or less, so it does limit your chances, which does make this a little more interesting.
I will.
How many 5-2s or less are there going to be on the card?
Good point, Mark.
I will. I'll change the line. It's gonna be the only line that I change. And make it 7-2. Because you make a good point. How many horses are we going to have at that price? I think 7-2. What's the line? 9-2 is the line, right? What's the line? What was the rule I made? Was it 9-2 or 7-2?
I don't remember what you made.
What are you talking about?
I made a boom rule. I called Mark out in admin chat when I was a Discord admin and said,
I made
Mark,
boom to 3 to 5 once and okay, more than once.
And I set a line. I forgot if it was 7-2 or 9-2, but I'm like, no, that's the absolute minimum for booming.
That's a good question from John Massey. Do they have to be unique horses, or if 2 people boom the same 7-2?
No, it's unique horses. These are unique horses.
Okay.
Oh, that just got super hard then. I was assuming unique booms. Okay.
Yeah, right. Because then freaking Improbable's gonna win at 7-2 or whatever he's gonna be on the classic, and then you got the whole Discord booming, except for Chase.
I'm
I won't be booming either.
sticking with the over.
Sixer says someone booms every race. We just need favorites to win.
Yeah, that was my thing. That was sort of my logic as well. That's why I took the over.
Oh man. But yeah,
Changed to over. He said.
change to over. All right. So I'm the only one taking the under. Oh man. All right. Well, I did want to take a couple minutes. I know we got about 10 minutes or so here. And I know Mark, you kind of alluded to it a little bit. Talking a little bit about betting strategy for the weekend. And I will and before we get into this, I will I'll post this in the Discord with the reel and the bonus questions. If you guys just want to send it back to me in a message or whatever, so I have it. I'm gonna set the cutoff for like Wednesday night, so by Thursday morning. And any scratches that happen from now until then, so like if like Owendale or Nashville or one of these horses scratches, we're just not going to do that question. I don't feel like rewriting these questions for all these late scratches. So I wanted to have a big enough thing, and like I said, viewer with the highest score, and tiebreaker with the bonus questions. I'll send out a t-shirt, or if you guys want something else that's like not a sweatshirt, because I think that's the only thing that's kind of expensive. But if you want like a notebook or something, I can even like make a coffee cup for you or something. I don't care. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, so I want to talk a little bit about betting strategy. Obviously I told you guys my betting strategy, which is to make less than 7 deposits this week, or 8 deposits this week, leading up to it, and not bet. Kind of put my money in, and I'll probably be mostly attacking the smaller sequences. But yeah, Mark, Caleb, I know you're doing the BCBC, so I'm guessing that is going to kind of alter what you're doing this weekend.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm gonna put 90% of my focus kind of into BCBC. I'll dabble and pick 5 pools, with my own AEW, but my main focus is going to be on the BCBC for sure, which is limiting me to win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, and daily double wagering. So I'll be mostly daily double focused. That's kind of where I do best given that format, maybe with the occasional win bet or, maybe an exacta here or there, but that's kind of going to be more the exception, not the norm. I'll be mostly double focused. And the way I'm looking at this right now is kind of at a high level. I haven't found too many races where I absolutely love a horse. So really what I have found is a couple of races where I hate a favorite, which to me is the next best thing. So I'm going to look to attack some of those races where I think there's some really vulnerable favorites, as well as maybe play some races toward their historical bias, like the Filly and Mare Sprint, which typically produces prices and has never been won wire to wire. So that kind of already gives you an indication of which way I'm probably going to play that race, and one of the favorites who I'm not going to be using. But that's kind of where I'll be focusing on. And then from there, just kind of see how that goes, and it'll probably change my strategy depending on if I'm winning or losing.
And before you kind of go, this is just kind of popped in my head because I was just thinking about this, and like I know this would affect me, and I think we've talked about this before, Caleb. I think I handle a little bit less than you, but not like a crazy amount less than you do. But like that amount that like you're probably going to need to be betting for the BCBC. Like is that crossed your mind? Is that like made you a little like uncomfortable at all, or are you just kind of like fuck it, free money, like go for it?
So it really hasn't bothered me too much, and like it's not like I drop $7,500 on an average weekend, because I definitely don't. But I guess kind of the way I look at it was, I got in on a $20 feeder from Horseplayer Happy Hour, which turned into a 179 qualifier, which I then won to get here. So I kind of look at it as like, I'm here on $20, the rest of it's house money. And I'm going to take an honest shot at trying to make top 15. If I'm within striking distance of actually winning, I'm going to play to win. But really, my goal is to kind of get top 15, which still gets you prize money. It gets you a seat to the NHC. So that's kind of my goal. If I'm hopelessly out of it and I have $1,000 left, maybe I just keep it and walk at that point. But I'm not going in looking to just like preserve bankroll. Like I'm going in to play and hopefully hit a few bets and put myself in position to be competitive going into the Classic.
So you don't think like clicking that button to put in that $5,000 daily double to try and win the thing is you're not gonna be like shaking a little bit?
No, that's what we're there, I guess.
Mark, what about you? What are you looking for on that weekend? Assuming you don't qualify for the BCBC, I know you're still trying to get into that.
Probably have 2 more shots at BCBC. How I'm looking at it this weekend, and if I don't get in by Sunday, I'll be probably targeting the larger horizontal sequences. These historically at the Breeders' Cup, just due to big field sizes, if you can find one price in a sequence, you can really they can really pay out. And I think it's one of those weekends where, as an ABC handicap or a multi-ticket person, somebody who's using some structure, it's one of the best weekends of the year for you, because I think these races are much easier to quantify into A, B, and C categories than most other races the rest of the year. And by using some smart ticket structure, you can get some pretty massive payouts. So my idea would be probably targeting all 4 pick 5s, and then maybe some double slams and some win bets. I'm going to have some horses that, if I can get the right odds on, I will definitely be looking at a win bet on the win bet side, and then probably slamming some doubles as well. I think there's a couple sequences that are super doubleable. The turf into the Classic is one of those ones that I really like, and which I think is something that's really slammable depending on price. So looking for opportunities and trying to find spots where I have sequences I like and I feel that I'm getting value for, which there's always value to be found at Breeders' Cup. It's one of those things, just big field sizes produce that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Breeders' Cup and like the couple big race days are pretty much the only weeks that I actually put in like big horizontal tickets. And like by big, I don't mean like price wise, I mean like pick 4s, pick 5s, and that kind of stuff. So I'll probably stick with pick 4s. I think I haven't looked at the wagering menu, how the races kind of stack up, but I'll mix in those with the doubles and exactas that I normally play, or I've been playing lately at least. I mean, this is even if you're somebody who doesn't play a ton of money, maybe you're coming into the weekend and you're like, hey, I got $100 or $150 or whatever. These big weekends, they still provide value. You got big fields. Like I wasn't joking. You hit one trifecta, you could be up for the month, depending on the race. So, because what did that try pay last year, Mark?
I want to say it was like 170 or something.
For 50 cents, right? Yeah, and it was fairly chalky. It wasn't like it was.
It was like second choice over first choice over fourth choice, something like that, and it paid like 170 for 50 cents. Now, big field, competitive, sort of flat race, and I think a lot of people had the first choice on top of their tries when they were doing structure, but it was one that wasn't that hard to have. I think Chase's Plaid, it was like $12 or something. It was real cheap.
Yeah, I say it every year. I feel like a broken record, but like if you're a $100 player or if you're a $10,000 player, like save yourself a little bankroll for the Classic or for the Kentucky Derby or whatever to play some verticals, even if you're not normally a vertical player, because the payouts in those races, just due to pool size and public money or whatever else, are always so much better than they would be in any other similar race with similar priced horses coming in. So definitely, I always say and always keep myself, make sure you save $50 for some exactas or trifectas in the last race. Look at the Kentucky Derby this year. You had Authentic over 'Tis the Law, the top the third choice over the first choice over a bomb, and the trifecta paid like, was it like 600 or something like that? It was something ridiculous, which if you just played 2x2 over all or whatever else, not that hard to get to. So yeah, definitely gonna save some money to attack that vertically at the end.
Yeah, so one other one that I might be a little more spready, and I sort of inside thing here, but I'm sure everybody who's listening to this is going to get the email on it. I know we plug AM Wager quite a bit, and they have a promo going on where they have a win it and split it on the late pick 5 for Saturday. It's a $5,000 win it and split it. And I've talked with a couple people who are admins there, and they said, yeah, normally on BC weekend, that late pick 5, we have 2 or 3 winners in house. So if they're promoting it this year, they're putting money behind it. But even if let's figure they double what their normal is, and there's 5 people that hit it, the average payout for that late pick 5 is about $300. And if you could get $1,000 bonus on top of that 300, that's pretty massively substantial. So I will probably spread a little more and be a little more aggressive targeting that late pick 5 on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and be light on Friday. But I know Keep Pounding did message me. He said he's probably about minus 500 on not being broke by the end of Friday. So, but I'm gonna try and be a little more diligent. We'll see what the undercard looks like, because the undercard sometimes will have some good races under there. So. But yeah, I'm gonna try and focus most of my stuff for Saturday. We'll take a deeper dive next week. We're gonna try and do a Thursday stream and a Friday stream next week. Yeah, we'll do Thursday for Friday, and we'll do that would be hopefully shorter, and then we'll do a longer stream on Friday. So Friday will probably be a pretty long day for us. Because we'll probably be angry about something. I think we were really angry last year. What was it? Fucking Dennis's moment. Fucking Dennis's moment.
Dennis's moment flopping the brake, and the fact that the bias changed every single race because they kept mucking with the track.
Yeah, I was at the OTB that day, and like, oh man, me and my brother were just like, what's like, dude, like, we might as well fucking play the slot machines. I think we would have got more money back. Yeah, it was a weird day. And then it ended up, the next day ended up being totally normal. So, really important not to overplay the bias. But, yeah, so I think that's going to do it for us. Like I said, I'll get this screenshot out. So, any of you guys watching, or if you guys check our YouTube out after the fact, send me a message. I'll post it on Twitter too. And, we'll send you out a t-shirt, whoever wins, so... for Chase the Wolf, check out his sheet. He'll be posting on Discord. He does the Belmont sheet, so I know he'll be posting something tomorrow. I think he was talking about possibly playing that Belmont contest on Saturday. I know, Caleb, I think you were talking about doing it as well, kind of warming up for BC.
Yep.
Mark will be trying to qualify for the BC, so wish him all the luck. Good luck. If you have any bombs, let Mark know, because he needs all of them. And then I'll probably be focused on Churchill this weekend, but we'll see how the weather is. They got pounded with rain, so I might just not really play this weekend. But all right, so
don't lie like that, Josh. Don't lie like that.
Yeah, I know. And then 7 deposits later. I already had 2 today, so I'm well on my way to 7 for the weekend.
On a Thursday.
Just
turf.
I make like 1 deposit a month, and then it just blows my mind. You make like 7 on the weekends.
Yeah, that's the trouble of an action better. Yeah, so I think that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys for watching and sticking through it with us. We are on the Wrong Lead. Catch us at wrong_lead. Our website is www.ontheronglead.com. Check out our AM wager link in the bottom if you haven't signed up yet. There's a sign-up bonus, and Mark already talked about their promo going on for BC. Our Twitter handles are in our names here. I'm at Cherry Drank, Caleb at CalebWVU, Mark at 2 Turns, the Wolf is at Of Oaklawn, and we'll catch you guys later. Shout out, keep pounding, and Rancher Rachel.